Hey guys, this is Ted again, giving you another update on what this is all come down to, I think, and I think that and what everything points to is pretty much what it is, usually 99% of the time. And I don't know how this all works for everyone else. I don't know the bigger, higher perspective on the awakening and how everyone else goes through this process and what their personal situation and story is. I can only tell you what happens to me and what's been made clear as far as what my story has. Not only has it taken place up until this point, but where it's going from here. So let's just be clear as to what I think is happening and what has happened to me and where do we go from here. And that's what it all pretty much boils down to. I don't understand how time works on the higher perspective. I don't get that part of it yet. But I do understand this is that, for the last 8 months, I've been, not only ostracized, but also, um, you know, I've had nothing but issues pertaining to my life and the pursuits that I tried to have and make and the roads and paths that I wanted to follow and the means in which to get there have all been blocked and have not been able to be pursued. So my life has been limited to whatever it is that I've been wanting. Everyone has, or the powers that be, want it to be, and then I'm pointed fingers at, and asked why I haven't done this or that, or why I haven't pursued this, or why you haven't moved forward in any way. Well, I want to make it clear that I haven't been able to because of the problems and the pursuits that have happened to me and the blocks that have happened and the continued harassment and discrimination that I've had from day one. And if anyone is going to really talk about real issues and what's happening, we'd have to acknowledge what's happened in the past. I have not been able to pursue my life the way just day to day activities have been almost made impossible. And I still don't understand why. I still don't understand the reason for any of this. And so, for anyone to state that I should have been doing something different or I should have been in a different spot right now and that this is all my fault is dead wrong, And unfortunately, we have a group of people that want to portray me as, being one way or another, but the fact is I have not been able to pursue my life in the direction that I want to, and day-to-day activities have been made almost impossible. And that goes aside from the stalking and all the other activities that have been happening to me to get me to either a become part of this conscience, this to turn myself over to make me something I'm not. And I can't emphasize how wrong that is, and I can't emphasize that I truly do. If anyone else has gone through anything near this, I feel for you. I really do. I really do feel for anyone that has to go through anything like this. It's not something that anyone should ever have to go through. And I think that in the future, the way that we progress is we have to be able to acknowledge that we are different and that we are all different and pursue different interests and have different feelings and have different ways of expressing ourselves. And that all should be acknowledged and cherished, and we all should be able to move forward instead of just one group or class or um, one type of species being able to uh, dominate the entire world population. And I think that's what's happening here. I think that's the direction that people have taken is they want to take their make their own species the only species. and that anyone else that is different, or that acts different or is a different type of species and performs and operates in a different way is not to be able to move forward. I think that's what they want, and that's what they're planning. And I think the vaccine has a lot to do with that. And I think that until we acknowledge this and we understand what's going on and the actual agenda that this species has to move forward with world domination and not to have anyone oppose or be different even, then we are not talking on the same subject and we're not looking at the main issue. So, again, I emphasize that each and every one of us understand what is up for grabs here, what is the stakes, and it goes beyond Republican, Democrat, political parties. This goes for the history of this world, the future of this world, and who is trying to take over what is humanity. So you can either understand the real issues that are happening here, and again, I'll be more than happy to talk to anyone about this, about what happened to me, what's been asked of me, and I had no choice, I was told. No choice. No choice. So, if you think this is correct way of being able to convince somebody or take over somebody's body and soul and spirit is by just demanding it, is ridiculous. And people need to actually be able to stand up and say no to you taking over their body and their soul and their spirit and their individuality. This is something bigger than just, a simple decision. This is your life. This is your who you are. This is what makes you you. And you shouldn't be demanded to turn it over. And your options shouldn't be either turn it over or death. That was basically my options. So that's what we're talking about. That's the real issue here. And until we start discussing that, then we have no idea what we're not talking about what's the most important in everyone's life. And the way that we can move forward is to actually have this discussion.